Before we get started, Job and Keith from ATV and NOS ATV pointed something out that I don't know how I missed, but Warren is really looking out for us, and I gotta say it's good marketing. Probably the best marketing I've ever seen since glasses for Ray Charles, you know what I mean? Check this out. Open your beer just like that. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. And as you know, we've always got stuff going on like those. Not right now, but not today, but soon. I'm still waiting on something for that. For today, we just got a bunch of little stuff. I think I'm just gonna jam into one video. So that's really easy, takes 2 seconds. It's a new billet cap. And we've got some bumper caps front and back. Tiger tail. Neutrino lights, might save that for another day too. And some nice Rage Fab stuff, which I'm going to put this on, but not the light brackets. I got a light bar and some other stuff coming. But yeah, no shortage of stuff going on, but I've had a man cold there for the last little while, which you guys know is very serious. And if you don't think it's serious, that's because you're female. So I'm back on track. And we're ready to start changing some things. I know my bike looks dirty, and that's because it is, and it's driving me nuts, but it's minus stupid outside. I don't know what that is in freedom height, but it's cold out, so I'm not going to be rinsing this thing off today. It's supposed to warm up a little bit in a couple days, so I'll get it outside and wash it and then give it the shine that it deserves, the poor thing. I've been hauling it all around Ontario lately, so it's doesn't matter what tarp you've got. You drive long enough in terrible weather and it'll get dirty underneath, so not a big deal. We'll get to that too, but I think we'll start with these bumper caps. And the nice part about what they're sending here is I've seen other videos where guys are like, oh, you gotta take your bumper off and take this fender off, take some brackets off, take this rack off, take your bumper off, then put them on. Nah, what I got here is a $1 solution. You get behind your old bumper cap and you just rip that off, push the screws through, install the new one. So we're going to do that here. And we're going to see if my grand scheme works out here, but I think it will. Tear these things off. We don't need them anymore. RJWC makes a nice metal bracket that you won't break by hitting a branch. So that'll be handy because these little flimsy things, I'll tell you what they're worth. This is what they're roughly worth. Right on. So we'll get to that. That's one thing I've always never been able to do is just find the damn hole. Ah, got it. We're good. Get one of these bastards on there. That's basically the installation. I guess I'll show you how to rip one off. Probably shouldn't word it like that. How to remove one. Okay, cheap Can-Am plastic bumper caps. These guys, you want to remove it? Get your handy dandy $1 store screwdriver, get behind that, and just break that off. Then you just fiddle about, push these off, and it's all off. That's it. Little screwdriver, boom, boom, done. And RJWC sets you up with some actual fasteners so you can put this together nice and easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all 4 because I think you guys get the idea. And we'll move on to the next super easy mod that I'm just going to pile into one video. So there you have it, folks. The RJWC bumper caps. So now you can hit leaves at your leisure. Probably the, well, it's not the easiest mod. I know what the easiest mod is going to be, and that's right after this. But I'm telling you right now, that was simple. You just got to get a screwdriver in there, rip those stupid things off, put these guys on, and you won't have to worry. And if you ever have to tighten them or, you know, get new ones for whatever reason because you're a badass, like, you can just get another one and slap these on in 2 seconds. Everything's actually accessible for them. So RJWC always puts the effort in, and they make great products. Now, the easiest mod ever, but may actually save you a lot of headaches. Airbox lid. It actually seals. It doesn't misshape. You don't have to do some funny OMC seal or anything like that. Just one-stop shop, get this thing, put it on, your airbox is good to go. So we're gonna do that next. Just move that aside. Move that aside. As you can see, I tried some other stuff. Terrible idea. Didn't work at all. And we're just gonna rip that off there. Look at that thing. Billet. I love billet. I don't know why. I understand there's perks, but billet, it's amazing. It just appeals to me in every way. So you take this thing and you try to line her up to your little slots. Let's see if I can actually sort that out. And we might actually have to get a ratchet on there because it actually seals. What size is it? Is it the same as the other one? Sure is. 18 mil. I need more hands. Let's see if I can just get it on my hand here. Let's see if we can get the RJWC logo straight up, because why not? Oh, I might have got it started. Yeah. Ooh, that's tight. Look at that. RJWC is all over this bike. Why? Because they make a good product. That's why. They're not paying me. They make good stuff, so I get their stuff. So that was the easiest thing I've ever done. RJWC bumpers are on. What do we do next? About that. The second easiest mod in the world. It's not really a mod. I just really like the aesthetics. So we're gonna put this Rage grill cover on. Yeah, why not? Why won't you come out? There we go. That and that. We may need that, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, maybe not. Unless they included a bolt. Wonder how that one's gonna work. I'll figure that out. So the old one had this tab on it, and I just put it there instead, so now I can just put this over top. But when I tried to use the stock bolts, they actually don't fit in there, so I might have to drill those out now. I went through the packaging and I didn't see any extra bolts or anything, so alright, well, let's do that. You can actually see the old where mud doesn't hit the grill because of that old shield. That's funny. I do my best to clean this thing, but I think I'm gonna rip it out of there one of these days and actually really soak it. Well, I guess I'll get to drilling this guy. Nice. Well, there it is. That's pretty cool. I mean, the reason I'm doing this video is because I've got a bunch of these little things that I just wanted to slap on there. Rage makes a lot of really cool products. What I really wanted for them was actually their light bar setup. So this guy sits up here and you actually have a light bar that crosses the top. Trevor from Dirty Life is actually sending me a light bar for that. I'm still waiting on, so I'll wait for these, I guess, for when I hook up a light bar. I don't want them just kind of sitting there for no reason. So that's cool. What else can we do today? How about a tiger tail? That we can do today too. We just got to, from what I understand, move my license plate bracket and jam her in there. Okay. The last project we're going to do today is a tiger tail, which I've already done to Cass's bike, and I love them, so I decided to get one for myself. So in the first box, you got to make sure you buy the actual receiver. Some of them are different sizes. I needed the 2-inch. Comes with a mounting plate, some hardware, instructions, and what else we got? This one's actually the tiger tail unit. We love using this thing. It's awesome, and when you're done with it, it just slinks back in and hooks back up, good to go. The only downfall and the only con, and I'm going to tell you this seriously, is you end up being the person who pulls people out all the time. Not a terrible thing. It's just something that you are going to end up having to do if you have one of these, just because it's so easy. There's a bunch of foam and stuff in that. That's great. Yeah, get rid of that. And it's the exact same as Cass's. I think they're rated for 12,000 pounds of shock load. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's in here somewhere. So for Cass's bike, and I'll show you. Yeah. I cut it down and mounted it and made sure it actually fit. You can do a lot of adjustments with this stuff, so I made it fit perfect for her so that when you're wheeling or going through a hole, it's actually not protruding too much and you end up scraping on the ground and stopping your sweet wheelies or anything like that. So I had to tuck it in. So for mine, we're going to get rid of the bull ring here, and I have to basically flip it upside down in the same fashion as that, but actually get it back where my license plate is. So I'm probably going to have to remove my license plate here and do something with that and mount my license plate somewhere else. Or I've seen people like flip it and hide their license plate up here so it's still there. We'll figure that out when we get there, but for now, we got to get this thing basically constructed. So, hardware, great. Was just out playing with the dog, and it is stupid cold out there. But life carries on. It's the Canadian way. It is what it is. There's a lot of perks to living in the north, but there's also cons, like freezing for 13 months of the year. That's okay. I do this for you guys, you know what I mean? I don't actually live in Canada for you guys. There's a lot of reasons. One of them being I was born here. Check that out. I forgot how sweet they look when they're shiny. Awesome. It's gonna be nice to get ahead of some of these mods because there's more coming. There's always more, as my wife says. There's 4 bigger bolts that actually, well, I guess there's 4 for each, but basically you have to mount the winching plate to the receiver and then mount this to the plate, and then you leave it all loose so that you can adjust it in different ways to make sure it fits your bike just the way you want it. And for my bike, I don't quite know how that's going to work out yet, but I figure a receiver in, oh God, and then just bring it backwards, sort of like that. So we'll see how that's going to work out. And then that way it's more tucked in, just like Cass's. So that's good. And then we'll get to mounting this. First things first, there's 4 smaller bolts. You have to mount the bottom here into your plate. Just like that. Washer. Start the nut. I'm going to put a little bit of blue Loctite there just because this thing's going to get rattled to death all the time. So I got that ready. Get there when I get there. Just got to make sure I got all 4 of these actually started. Washer nut. There's 1. It's okay, you can just skip ahead like everyone else does. Don't feel bad. I know who you are. I have analytics. Oh, got lucky on that one. A little bit of the blue trust. Three-quarter. Snug. 2 oogie doogies. And that's it for that part. Except I've got it backwards, so wow. And just like that, with the magic of editing, it is in the right direction. Sweet. That's why you don't trust anybody on YouTube. We're all just a bunch of liars. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Now, this bracket, we'll do something like that. I figure. And we'll go something like that. And like that. Put the big bolts through this part. These are the ones you're going to have to adjust probably the most. And I'll let you see it as soon as my arm's out of the way. Are these guys here. So this bolt basically it gives you a little room up and down, and we're going to move a lot of this stuff and adjust it probably to make sure it actually fits in the bike. Okay, so I messed around with it a bunch. I've got the bracket out of there. With a little bit of trimming, you can flip it upside down, but honestly, I'm not going to even bother with that. So I put the bolts back in to hold this bar. And what I'm going to do is actually zip the license plate in there. And if you open this up, it'll actually scoop underneath, so I think it's perfect. And honestly, that rear box doesn't seal worth a shit, so I'm just going to screw it right in there with self-tappers and be happy with it. And then we'll just slide the tiger tail, which works very well, right in there. Boom. There you go. And if you're wondering if it actually works, scoops underneath. Good to go. That's it. So we'll do that. I'll just drop it right about there. And it's all tucked in. I think that'll be it for today. So we got the tiger tail. That's all sorted out. Plates back up there. RJWC bumper caps. They're looking awesome. Really like that. They're looking mighty awesome. My favorite thing. RJWC comes out with some great products, so I have no problems getting a hold of a few of these for sure. I'm gonna be curious how the Rage Fab stuff works out, especially when I put the light bar stuff. You're gonna see that in a future video probably, because I don't have the light bar yet. But we're gonna be putting the rest of that on. We're gonna be talking about these Lucky 7 floorboards shortly. And we still have some neutrino lights. And Keith from NOS ATVs kind of had a good idea, and I'm going to try and see if I can color the neutrino lights. Or Job from ATV will be right and it'll end up pink and I'll take it off. We're not sure yet. But I'm going to try a few things anyway. But really excited about where everything's going. And going to be really glad to take a dent out of these mod piles. And I'm glad you guys came along. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do down below. I'm not going to do the YouTuber thing. You guys are great. Thanks.